I speak a lot on change, and people are asking me now all the time, well, Karen, what am I supposed to change? Do I change everything? So I decided to give you a rule of thumb today and think about, is it a trend or is it a fad? My definition of a fad is a new thing that people are doing. So Miley twerked for about a minute and it's over. Because a trend is a new way of doing things. So a fad is a new thing that we're doing, but a trend takes it into a behavior, and it's a new way of doing things. Let me give you an example. Twitter came on the scene in 2006, but people weren't really into it. Like, oh, I'm tweeting. It wasn't until 2009 when there was a guy, I can't remember his name, but he was on a ferry going home that night. He was working in New York City, and Sully landed that plane. Remember that? In the Hudson River. And this guy had his phone up. He was on Twitter. He had 126 followers. He snapped the picture, and they say that his tweet was a tweet that went across the world, and it opened our eyes. It opened our eyes to a new way of communicating, a new way of seeing real-time news. So Twitter, which may have been a fad, turned into a trend. So now I'm going to give you an example of how Twitter's being used today, which is, I think, kind of a really cool new idea. I just checked in a few weeks ago to the MGM Grand in Las Vegas. And when I was checking in at the desk, behind was a huge Twitter feed, a Twitter feed. And I saw young people taking selfies of themselves and then putting the hashtag MGM Grand and tweeting it, and it was going up on the feed. It was pretty amazing how people were so excited to see their faces right there in the Twitter feed at the MGM Grand. And I thought about, this is going to change the way we do things. This is going to be kind of a revolutionary idea in hotels. Not only the branding, but think about him retweeting that over and over again and people seeing what's going on at the MGM Grand in Vegas. So I'm going to close it down today for you to think about. You want to make a change. Think about, is this change a fad or is it a trend? And if it's a trend, start studying it, learning about it, maybe even getting on the bandwagon. Hey, this is Karen McCullough with another lesson from the road, and I hope this isn't a fad.